Good morning, everybody. You are tuned to Computers 2K now on the Nissan Communications Network. I'm Anman, your host for the next few hours, along with Mike.
Well, hello and good morning.
Good morning. And Nick is here.
Hey.
Spence is going to join us shortly. Sorry about the delay, but we're having just a little bit of problem. It'll be fine, but for now, you remember what I said on the thing. Just never mind. It's going to work for you. Our number is 919-518-9773. Computers 2K Voice on Skype. And today's show is being brought to you by Adamus.com, makers of quality video recorders and converters for professionals. And the broadcast is also made possible by Telestream Wirecast software. So, what else is going on, guys?
Not a whole lot.
You know, I'll bet I can put JustCast through here too.
Hey, Emma, quickly, can you tell the password on that computer? I'll take over for a minute.
Which one?
The one that just rebooted.
Oh, Z.
Yeah.
Z.
Oh, there you go. It's a really secure password.
Well, I mean, nobody can get on it, so it's fine.
Oh, it's not even.
Just
Yeah,
lowercase z.
You're going to have to do it. I can't type.
Oh.
Never mind. All right, here we
go. Google has delayed its decision on whether the Raleigh-Durham area will have Google Fiber. Despite months of consistently saying a decision would happen by the end of the year, it's just not going to happen.
Well,
says Google spokesperson Lauren Barriere. She referred the Triangle Business Journal to a statement by Google. Quote, "This year, gigabit internet has moved from idea to reality as mayors and city leaders across America have stepped up and made high-speed broadband access a priority for their communities. We've been working closely with cities across the Triangle region to figure out how we could bring them Google Fiber. And we're grateful for their vision, commitment, and plain old hard work. While we were hoping to have an update for cities before the holidays, we have a bit more work to wrap up. We'll be back in touch sometime early next year." In other words, don't call us, we'll call you.
And good luck, it's not going to happen.
It'll probably happen. I'm not that bad about it, but again, when you get the government involved in these things and they start talking about net neutrality and taking the profit out of it for the companies, then they find other things to do with their time.
Here's another story that has to do with that. It says, even as a massive firestorm burns uncontrollably, threatening to scorch the very foundation of the internet, with AT&T indefinitely halting future gigapower FTTH rollout due to uncertainty over the future of net neutrality, and the Obama administration proposing to regulate the internet under Title II, highly suggestive jobs were recently added to Google careers. These Google Fiber-related positions include City Manager, Community Impact Manager, and Plant Manager in all potential Google Fiber cities. Perplexing inconsistencies abound, such as Portland, Phoenix, San Jose, and Atlanta position being listed as local, where San Antonio, Raleigh, Charlotte, and Nashville are listed as telecommute positions. One is inclined to speculate as to what these jobs posting mean, despite Google's disclaimer, not all cities where we're exploring hiring a team will necessarily become Google Fiber cities. Would Google post jobs as an act of posturing, much like AT&T's supposed gigabit smokescreen, smokescreen bluff, or should we expect to see these so-called fiber huts springing up like so many mushrooms after a heavy rain in an additional 9 metro areas? So the fact that they put that the Raleigh area is telecommute, that means they're not going to have a team here. So you can speculate, and coupled with what you just read, that's yeah, we don't have much to look forward to. But RST is already, as far as I know, operating with
Nope.
what?
Nope, they're not doing anything lately.
The what?
They are not doing anything lately.
In Wake Forest?
Correct.
Where did you see
They're
this?
sitting. I follow this stuff pretty religiously. There's an apologist over there who is on DSL reports,
Oh,
and apparently he has the service. Apparently there's a lot there, but it's not being rolled out in terms of if you live there, you can call up and order it. From what I understand, if somebody knows otherwise, then I'm happy to be corrected. Have no dog in that fight.
interesting.
A lot of smoke screen going on. What I take is that, in fact, is there've been a lot of posturing going on for people who these companies wanted to try to discourage others from rolling it out. Oh, we're going to be there. You don't need to look at this market, and they're all lying.
I remember like 3 weeks ago or 4 weeks ago, maybe now, I put a post on the DSL reports for Time Warner Cable about Albany, and I never looked at it.
Albany is anything but on the radar.
They're not on the radar in 2 ways. I know.
How'd you like that?
Well, I mean, AT&T already rolled out Gigapower in Raleigh. I was told.
Where is it?
I was
Where
told
can I
that
get it?
North Hills area
Who do you
has
know
it.
who do you know who has it?
I don't know anybody who has it. I was talking to the technician, and he was saying that it's already rolled in parts of Raleigh, and people already are using it.
Gigabit.
Gigabit. Well, no,
Oh.
the 300 megabit. I'm sorry.
Okay.
That's the gigapower that they were talking
Okay.
about, the 300 megabit. I mean, look, 100 megabit will be nice, symmetric.
Well,
I would have no problem with it. Would you?
take this for what it's worth. But I'm so tired of their games. I don't even care if they upgrade it. I
Well,
really don't.
It's I don't know. There may be something going on that we're not aware of. I wonder what's going to happen when. Did you hear anything about if Comcast is actually is the deal with Time Warner?
I haven't heard anything about it in months.
Nor have
It's
I.
like it died.
Yeah. Well, who cares? They're all bad.
So I made that post on November 2nd about having 8 downstream channels and 2 upstream channels. And I think you guys have 8x4 or whatever.
Correct.
And somebody said work continues to upgrade bonding across the Northeast, which is not true. On the upstream side, it really makes no difference whether you have 2 or 4 at this point. So there
Well,
you
I
go.
mean, it makes no difference. You're right.
Yeah. But
Hmm.
there's no work continuing. Talmud has not done any upgrades in the 4 years that I've had my service.
Why should they?
I'm not saying they should, but I hate this work continues. Every time you call a technician, hey, what's going on? Oh yeah, working on upgrade. We're not working. You're not working on upgrading anything. Just tell me you're not working on anything. You've already got my money.
Time Warner Cable hikes customer fees for sports channels and internet modems. Time Warner Cable will soon charge its 15 million customers for watching sports as the major cable provider tries compensating for the rising costs of broadcasting local channels and athletic programming. Effective January 1st, the cable company, which has a major Charlotte administrative office and serves about 50% of local households, will charge subscribers a new $2.75 per month fee for sports programming. Other changes include a 9-month-old broadcasting TV surcharge increasing from $2.25 to $2.75 per month, and an $8 per month internet modem lease up from $5.99. Subscribers who pay for HBO movie channels selectively on an a la carte basis will see those rates increase on their bills from $14.99 to $16.99. Customers who get those channels as part of a package will not be charged more. Customers only with Time Warner's internet services will not likely have to pay the broadcasting TV or sports programming fees, and vice versa for customers only with TV services. The rate hike comes after Time Warner, which earlier this year announced a proposed $45 billion merger with Comcast, invested millions into deploying new modems to support faster internet speeds. The higher leasing fee helps pay for the new equipment and for maintenance on modems that malfunction, he said. Subscribers can avoid the fee by purchasing their own modems. There's no opting out of the sports programming fees. Most of the networks Time Warner Cable carries don't allow providers to offer channels on a standalone basis. The sports fee and increasing broadcast TV surcharge are the results of rising costs and how much local and sports channels charge cable providers. The cost to Time Warner for carrying sports networks has gone up by 91% since 2008, and the fees the provider pays to show local channels have soared by 60% over the past 2 years. The higher surcharges are only a fraction of what we actually pay for broadcast TV and sports content, he said. Both sports-specific and broadcast TV fees are common among TV providers, including Time Warner's competitors. DirecTV charges about $3 for sports programming, and WOW TV charges nearly $8 for transmitting local networks. We don't watch sports, so that's just total waste to me. We're actually going to dump Time Warner TV. It looks like
What I don't understand about that is this: a lot of the sports are on your local affiliates anyway.
Yeah, I mean
you turn on you're telling me that they have to pay more. Time Warner has to pay more.
Yep.
For that they don't. That's not true at all. The local affiliate is the one doing that game. Time Warner's not doing it. Your local CBS affiliate is picking up a CBS national feed. Time Warner's not.
ESP, but they're actually paying fees to the local affiliates for their broadcasting.
Yeah, but I'm saying that they're not. I doubt they're charging any more for sports.
I suspect they are.
I doubt it.
Well, I don't know that for sure. I mean, you wouldn't call a news reporter a liar, would you?
No, it doesn't make any sense. I know that there's ESPN and stuff like that, but in terms of where they're actually doing most live sports broadcasting, that's on CBS, Fox, and NBC.
And they actually pay a very large royalty every year to carry that. I'm not trying to defend what they're doing, but they have to pay millions and millions of dollars.
Who?
The local affiliate.
I know the local network. No, I know the local affiliate pays for it.
The local affiliate is a franchise of the national network. They have to pay a fee to the national network to belong and to carry the programming.
Yeah, no, I got that part.
Independently owned, but it's a franchise.
But so you think they're passing that on to Time Warner then?
Yeah, it's all pass along stuff. It's not. At some point along the way, they may tack on some more because they have to make some money.
I can't believe that the rising prices of sports broadcasting is going up that much. I just don't believe it.
I'm not surprised, because everybody says, "Hey, I need to make this, I need to make that, or whatever," and they know that if they charge more, it's ultimately us that are going to pay for it, not the people they're charging.
Yeah.
It's like the fee that you pay when you rent a car in an airport somewhere. They hose you with a really big rental car tax that locals don't pay because they don't rent cars. So it's really targeted at people from out of. They don't care that you're not a resident. So why should they care how much they stiff you for at the airport?
Yeah.
Last time I rented a car, that fee for a 3-day rental was like $45. Local fee, local taxes. It's insane. Well, with that, sorry I was late.
Good
Hi,
morning.
everybody.
Hey.
Good morning. I was working on a special edition of the specials.
Oh boy.
Yeah, and at 10 o'clock, we're going to have somebody from Best Buy, what they call a blue shirt, calling in about gift ideas and things like that. So,
Oh, wow. How do we rate that?
I don't know. Your specials stump anybody.
Well, I do have them highlighted today. So, I mean, 3. I stuck with 3. There were more out there, but I just went with the 3 because it was taking longer than normal. So, I sent it to you in an email, Amnon. So when you get a chance.
All right, if you guys keep going, I'll go ahead and post it.
Who's echoing?
I hear it.
Here, I'm going to turn it down. Can you hear it?
Hello? Yeah.
So we were talking about Time Warner Cable, and I'm the same way. I'm getting ready to cut them off at some point. There are still some things that we like about it, but the negatives outweigh the positives, and pretty much can watch shows that I want to see online anyway. And if you're clever enough to figure out how to do it, and then but what I would like to see, and this is what I don't understand why I do understand why they don't offer it, is a la carte pricing. Here's the 35 channels that I want to watch.
They don't want you to have that. They want you to pay for all these channels. You're getting 250 channels, but I only watch 7 of them. Well, that's not our fault. We can't provide that sort of service. And even if they did, it would be the same price by the time they got done pricing it out.
Oh, sure. Because I don't like the idea that I'm paying Al Jazeera America.
So Spence, what do you watch on TV?
What do I watch?
Yeah, I'm just curious. So you're gonna get what do you watch?
Several network shows I watch, like let's see, NCIS, Elementary. There's a couple other shows that my wife and I like that we record.
Hey, Spence?
Yes.
You did not attach it.
I didn't?
Nope.
No.
I've got the email.
I clicked and said, say, oh, well, all right, let me do it again.
I've got
Spence, could you turn down your speakers a little bit too when you get back?
No, I don't want to.
All right.
I will. All right.
I guess, I mean, if you're watching a lot of network shows, though, that's hard. I mean, I don't know. Mike, you watch what? You watch 1 or 2 network shows?
I have to think about it. We watch Big Bang Theory.
All right, that's 1.
Are you kidding? Mike lives in front of the TV.
Yeah, right. I do, but it's turned off.
Oh, then I guess you could say I live in front of the TV too.
Yeah, let's see, the Blacklist, which I could care less about. It's gotten so complicated and convoluted. And what else? This Old House, which I could live without in a heartbeat, particularly since they're online. Ask This Old House. I like to watch that periodically.
What is that on? Is that on a PBS?
Yeah.
Oh, that stuff's available then.
Yeah, it's online. Yeah. So the first 2 are available over the air.
Oh yeah. I totally forgot about. So, I mean, you could probably cut cable.
Problem's not me.
It's your wife. What does she watch?
I don't know. She watches a bunch of junk, cooking shows and all that crap.
We could cut. I'm pretty sure we could cut cable. I mean, I don't watch any network shows. My mother records a soap opera every day. But the only thing that we have for really, I think, is sports.
Here's the problem, and this is probably the biggest impediment to us cutting the cable, is as bad as the Time Warner service is, their DVRs, at least they have a DVR. If I let's suppose I went down today and packed up all my Time Warner equipment, hauled it back over to the store and handed it to them, how do I get a DVR that I can record off the air TV?
Yeah, there's they're called the Silicon HD or something like that. Hold on.
What was that? How to record off of broadcast TV?
Yeah.
Simple TV.
Simple TV?
Yeah, I have one of these. It's a single and two tuner version. It's a little box that you connect to your broadcast network. You start it. If you pay for the correct one, you get lifetime support and online. What they do is they set up an account for you online. Well, I'll show you what the box looks like. I have it sitting here. Maybe it's in a box somewhere. But when I went to Alaska, I used this. I bought a Winegard local omnidirectional antenna, powered antenna, put it in the attic, and then I hooked this up to that single tuner, and then you have to put in a USB hard drive to store the shows, and then they have you put in your zip code and they'll show you what all the local broadcast channels are, and you do a scan, you map it to that so you can look at the directory, and they have you set up a calendar for what shows you want to record, and then you can watch them from anywhere as long as you have you log into your Simple TV account and your shows just show up.
Now, does that device have a capture card inside of it, or a hard drive inside of it, or is it?
It does not. They don't make a hard drive version. It's got to be an external drive.
Okay.
And it's just, I bought a 2 terabyte Western Digital drive that plugged into it. The 2 tuner version lets you record 2 shows at once, or watch I think you can still watch a show when it's recording. But the 2 tuner version is in case you have 2 shows on at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what is Premiere Service?
For Simple TV?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
There's Basic, which is Simple TV 2, and in-home streaming, Premiere Feature not included. Premiere Feature is an additional $50 per year. Premiere Lifetime is an additional $150.
I bought this probably almost a year ago, so I'm not aware of what their new offerings are.
But I'm not sure. What I don't understand is the technology. Where does it get the TV signal? From over the air, from the cable?
I put up
it's antenna.
Omnidirectional local antenna in my attic.
I got you. So this is the actual tuner itself?
Sorry?
This is the actual tuner?
The actual tuner, yes. Okay. You connect that. It's got a coax on the back. You connect it to that antenna. You run a scan because it's a tuner without the display or the storage. And they must have it looks like they do offer some new. Yeah, it says attach antenna, plug in hard drive, and that's what you do. Yeah, these are new. This is new hardware than what I have.
There's another one too that I'm not sure. It doesn't do the Spence. I don't know if this this Simple TV stuff does, if it broadcasts it across your network as well. But there's one that's called the HD Home Run, and that's made by Silicon Dust.
This is the same company though.
No, is it Simple TV?
Yeah, because it says here, I just saw it somewhere in here. It says Silicon Dust on this website.
Oh, well, it may be comparing it.
I thought it said it was. We've partnered with Silicon Dust to deliver the ultimate streaming TV server. Maybe it just, I don't know, that's what it says in the middle, down under hardware options at simple.tv.
Oh, so yeah. There's a comparison here between basic and premium service. The premium adds whole planet remote access, whatever that means. I guess it's anywhere. Automatic series recording. No, I have all these features with the subscription that I got when I bought my box. I bought the box and it came with a lifetime subscription in the cost of me buying it.
Charles,
so they've definitely changed their business model.
I just did a search for Channel Master DVR Plus. And that looks good too. The only subscription-free, over-the-air DVR that integrates online streaming services and lets you choose your recording capacity. DVR Plus lets you pause live TV, record, rewind, fast-forward, and comes equipped with dual tuners so you can watch one program while recording another, or record 2 programs at the same time.
That's true. I forgot that they support live also, so you can use the tuner live remotely.
So, Charles, how would we decide between the Channel Master and the Simple.TV? Connect your digital antenna, connect the DVR with the HDMI cable. I'm running out of HDMI ports. And let's see, connect the USB external drive to the DVR plus, it sounds like the same sort of thing.
Well, the simple TV that I have does not connect to the television. You can run it through, like I show it using Roku, because Roku has an app for simple TVs, so you can stream to the Roku. They do not have an HDMI interface built into the box.
Well, the Rokus leave a lot to be desired as well. I mean, my wife watches her sports crap on the Roku a lot, and the box crashes a lot.
I like the Roku version of Amazon and Netflix better than I like the built-in one in my television or the Apple TV version.
Mike,
I don't think they have Amazon. They don't have Amazon on Apple TV. They just have Netflix.
Is it not the box, Mike? I mean, did you try to replace the box?
Well, it's out of warranty. If I can go buy a new one, I got a 3. There's a 2 that crashes a lot. I did talk with the company. They did a hard reboot, reset, and all that. Didn't make any difference. It's just a piece of crap. It's just poorly designed, sent to the market before they've got all the bugs out of it. If you research crashing Roku 2, you'll find that there's a lot of information on it. The 3 seems to work better, but I also, the TV that I bought a year ago came with HDMI MHL, I believe it's called MHT MHL, something like that. It's a stick, it's a port where you actually use the TV controls to control the Roku stick, which I bought, and that works fine, except that the JVC TV remote control does not have the 30-second look back function for the Roku, which is about half the reason you use one of the darn things. Therefore, I had to buy a remote particularly dedicated to the streaming stick, which is just another Roku remote that looks just like every other Roku remote, except that it only works with the streaming stick.
So you have a Roku 2. Why? I mean, you don't have a Roku 3?
I do. I have a 2, a 3, and either 1 or 2 sticks.
And the 3 doesn't crash?
Not nearly as often. And I haven't watched it as much lately either. Once I got done watching whatever that last series was I watched 75 shows on, I sort of stopped watching it for a while. I can't find anything on Netflix worth watching at the moment. I tried watching several things and it just didn't connect. I guess I was in the mood to watch that stuff.
Now go through the Amazon stuff.
I find nothing on Amazon worth watching.
Wow.
There's a few, I'm disappointed in Amazon too, but there's a few things out there. Occasionally there'll be something that'll be decent.
And most of the time when you go to Amazon, they want you $3, $4, something like that to rent it. Then what the heck am I paying for Prime for? So I can get all the leftover crap? I mean, we wanted to watch, what is that movie? My Cousin Vinny. None of the 1992, 3, 4 movie. None of the services has that movie on there included as part of the subscription.
That's probably a licensing issue, because you hear things like that. It's somebody challenged it in court somewhere, and it's still.
It's a 20-year-old movie.
It doesn't. There are movies out there that have never been shown on broadcast TV. Remember the Manchurian Candidate?
Yeah.
That movie only just showed up as being available anywhere in the last 5 years because it was tied up in litigation.
I bought the DVD on Amazon for $6. So
before it was just finally coming to DVD after years and years and years of stuff, and it started before technology was there.
Tim is saying, I got a remote with my Roku stick. I would have not have bought it without the remote. Tim, the version, I can't remember how many of these things I have. I may have 2 of them, but one of them is called the MHL version. That one did not come with a remote because it is intended to be operated from the TV, which is why I had to buy the additional remote. It came free with the TV. I bought the TV, brought it home, set it up, and then found the stick in the box. I did not even pay attention to the fact that the stick was included as part of the purchase.
So the TV had an interface to work the Roku?
It uses the regular remote control, yeah.
Well, you can you can go to Amazon and buy a DVD of the interview. It comes with an armor suit. Did you see that?
No. Passed on that one. I might have to take a look at this Channel Master thing. Do you have one of these, Charles? It would be interesting to know how they work. Channel Masters used to be an industry giant as far as the business is concerned. Now they're just a Chinese brand.
They are?
Channel Master?
Yeah.
Sure.
I knew someone who was an executive that worked there for many years and described what happened when the company got sold and how he lasted a few more years and retired. He was actually the general manager of the plant. And he said it was a great company until they sold it and somebody else bought it and just ran it into the ground.
Well, I'm not dogging on them because that's the way things work. That's the reality. People don't want to pay for quality. They want Chinese crap. If they want to stay in business, they got to sell Chinese crap.
They were making their money from making DirecTV and other satellite antennas.
Yeah, that stuff is being made in China now. Integrated Electronic Program Guide, an industry first. Integrated Program Guide requires broadband connection. You have to get up off the couch to switch inputs on the TV when you want to change from live TV viewing to an on-demand streaming service? The horror. Or perhaps you have to go to the trouble to pick up a different remote and push a few buttons. Either way, we've got a cure for that. The Channel Master DVR Plus integrates streaming services and apps directly into the guide. Just scroll to the channel and select it. The DVR currently includes Vudu, a premium rental service packed with your favorite TV shows, seasons, movies, and new release DVD titles, as well as Pandora Internet Radio. We're always working to integrate additional popular streaming services, so stay tuned. The best device I ever purchased in my life for home consumer electronics is a Sonic Blue Replay TV. This sucker is just amazing. It's a standard definition DVR that has a guide on it. You set it to record shows. I have about 6 of them. 3 of them still work. 2.5 of them still work. I use it every time I watch TV, and I would like to find an equivalent, a replacement of that with HD for off-the-air HD. Oh, the other show I watch is Judge Judy. But I can take it or leave it. It's no big deal. This Channel Master thing seems a little expensive, but I guess it has the hard drive built in, so that's the difference between it and the simple TV. DVR Plus, 16 gigabyte. Oh, I guess that's just for pausing. Here's one that's a DVR. $400. Whew. Let's see what they say about it here. They've got a 16 gigabyte model that you can use an external hard drive, or a 1 terabyte model that has a built-in hard drive. 4.5 stars based on 33 customer reviews. Free shipping, ships next business day.
All right, let's switch a little bit here. Here's an interesting story. For about an hour on Friday, a few lucky Amazon UK shoppers were able to take advantage of a price glitch which discounted thousands of marketplace products to the price of 1 penny. An Amazon spokesman said, "We are aware that a number of marketplace sellers listed incorrect prices for a short period of time as a result of the third-party software they use to price their items on Amazon.co.uk. We responded quickly and were able to cancel the vast majority of orders placed on these affected items immediately, and no costs or fees will be incurred by sellers for these canceled orders. We are now reviewing this small number of orders that were processed and will be reaching out to any affected sellers directly." If you bought a TV for a penny and Amazon is coming to you now and saying, "Hey, sorry, you can't do that," what are you going to do?
Nothing.
Do you have any recourse? I mean, can they take it? Can they do something about it?
Yeah, there's an argument under the law that even when you place an order, that's still an offer to purchase, so can be rescinded at any time. And also there is an option under contract law that you can avoid a contract when it's obviously when it's clearly a mistake, when neither side would expect it to be real. There is a under the law you can call mutual mistake.
Well, and remember, Mike, you were talking about big drives?
Yeah.
Well, Seagate just announced a new archive, quote unquote, HDD series. One of the offers capacities of 5, 6, and 8 terabytes.
I've got a 4.
8 terabytes of storage on a single drive, and for only $260. Back in 2007, Seagate was one of the first to release a hard drive based on perpendicular magnetic recording, a technology that was required to help us break past the roadblock of achieving more than 250 gig per platter.
That's amazing. All alien technology.
The what?
It's alien technology. They don't want you to know where it came from.
Yeah, well, I keep waiting for those aliens to come in and tell me.
Well, they're here. You just don't recognize them.
Yeah.
That's all. They look just like us.
And here's something else interesting. The Wall Street Journal reports that the revival of vinyl records, a several-year trend that many figured was a passing fad, has accelerated during 2014 with an astounding 49% sales increase over 2013. Some listeners think that vinyl reproduces sound better than digital. And some youngsters like the social experience of gathering around a turntable. The records are pressed at a handful of decades-old labor-intensive factories that can't keep up with the demand. But since the increased sales still represent only about 2% of U.S. music sales, there hasn't been a rush of capital investment to open new plants. Raw vinyl must now be imported to America from countries such as Thailand, since the last U.S. supplier closed shop years ago. Meanwhile, an industry pro offers his take on the endless debate of audio differences between analog records and digital formats. It turns out there were reasons for limiting playing time on each side back in the day, apart from bands not having enough decent material. I don't understand that, Mike. Do you?
No, sorry, I was looking at something else. What did you just say that last sentence again?
He says, it turns out there were reasons for limiting playing time on each side back in the day, apart from bands not having enough decent material. He's talking about his take on the endless debate of audio differences between analog records and digital formats.
Bunch of crap.
So I don't know if, what do you say about the qualities of both?
Well, it's a long answer, and the short answer is that there's a lot of fiction that goes on out there. The analog people swear by it, and then digital people swear by it. Analog, it's even hard to get reel-to-reel tape anymore, and then you've got noise and flutter and things you don't have in digital. But people say the analog sound is richer and doesn't have the sterile sound to it that digital does. And then the best of both worlds is that people buy a device like a slap box, and in which case they run the audio through an analog tape loop and then record it to digital, so they get the better of both worlds. It's just, I don't know. You're like Ford or Chevrolet.
Well, I always thought that the digital is going to produce a better sound.
No, because
and it doesn't wear out either, right?
Well, yes and no, but also hard drives crash. But the the problem with one of the big problems with digital, there's some very complex mathematical issues with digital that have to do with Nyquist criteria and other things, but one of the big issues with digital, particularly early digital, is that to take a sound, a music, which is, if it's acoustic music or live music, it's analog. That's the world. You're going to capture analog sound, you have to convert it to digital. It's done with an analog to digital converter, or ADC. That design of that analog to digital converter is the weak link in the chain that determines what the quality of the output will be. If it's a bad analog to digital converter, then the digital sound is going to be terrible. Having said that, if you have a digital recorder, or like let's take for example your sound card in your computer.
Mm-hmm.
That sound card is taking the analog input on the 3.5 millimeter mini plug, converting that sound into digital audio such that you record a wave file, and that analog to digital converter is a piece of garbage, so your wave file sounds like crap.
Yes, I'm not available.
Hi, Jeff.
Oh, actually, this is Matt Lawrence with Strauss Media. I have Jeff on the other line from Best Buy.
Say again?
Oh, is this Computers to Know?
Yeah, Computers 2K now.
Okay, hang on just a second. Let me connect Jeff Shellman.
All right, but we're live, so just do it, and because you are on the air right now.
Oh, all right.
Okay. Dr. John says something nice that makes a lot of sense. Also in the chat there, he's saying that record industry loves vinyl, and I can see why. You can't just take it and copy it right there.
You can.
You can, but it's not as easy as when you have a CD and you make a copy of the CD. You don't actually. You have to record the record, and if it's a 2-hour record, you have to actually record it. There is no way to make it fast or anything like this. It's a little bit of doing. And so it's interesting.
With the stuff that's out now, I read an article last week that's talking about all the artists over the last 15 years who have resorted to using auto-tune. And it even exposes some of the artists with regard to their voice-only tracks before it goes into auto-tune. It's dreadful. It's dreadful. Mariah Carey, of all people, has lost her ability to maintain intonation in certain environments. And, of course, Britney Spears and who are some of these others, God forbid, Taylor Swift, are just atrocious without auto-tune.
Yeah, you sent something this past week about.
Do we have our caller?
Yeah, Jeff. Jeff, are you there?
I am here.
Oh, there you are. Okay.
I can honestly say I've never come in after a discussion about Taylor Swift and Britney Spears.
Do you feel pretty?
I feel this is big. This is very big.
Yeah, you guys sell all that stuff by these guys selling all this imaginary music.
We do. We sell a lot of things for everybody.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, everybody.
Yeah, you're among friends who have spent a lot of money with you guys.
We appreciate that.
Yeah, you do. You actually do. That's why you guys have been able to sustain yourselves when your competition has fallen off the face of the earth.
Well, good. We appreciate the help from you guys.
So this is Jeff Shellman.
Yes.
And Jeff is with Best Buy. And
yep.
You do have your blue shirt on?
I do not have a blue shirt on at this very moment. I am calling from home. Sorry. I apologize for not being in full uniform this morning.
Okay, what does it? I was curious. What does it mean, a blue shirt?
So we use the term blue shirt to describe our sales associates because it's very technical because they wear blue shirts. So that's why we're referred to as blue shirts.
So you're just a salesman.
I support a bunch of the stores in the Minneapolis area. So yeah.
Okay. All right. So no, I was wondering. So are there any other color shirts in the store?
Well, the Geek Squad agents wear white shirts with ties, or they wear black shirts with Geek Squad logos. And then sometimes when you come in the stores, you'll see guys in yellow shirts right when you come in, and those are sort of the asset protection guys.
Okay, so when we go to the store, and we want to get the right answer, we need to talk to a blue shirt, I guess.
A blue shirt or a Geek Squad agent, depending on what your needs are. If you're looking to buy a product, the guys in the blue shirts and the women in the blue shirts can help you. If you need help with, with the device or the product that you already have, the Geek Squad agents can be very helpful in that from that standpoint.
All right. So what can you tell us, and what kind of suggestions do you guys have, last minute kind of, because we're in the last stretch, for small budgets?
So let's just sort of in general. So we are very much in the last stretch, and so it's busy today. Yesterday, our stores were busy. Today, our stores will be busy. But we do have a lot of things. So if you're looking for stuff for low budgets, so we have, especially if you're looking to buy something for your wife, your girlfriend, your teenage daughter, we have a lot of cool designer mobile accessories that are sort of exclusive to us by designers like Kate Spade, Isaac Mizrahi, Nanette Lepore, and those start at $25. And they've been very popular with the women, and they look cool. And so tech accessories for mobile phones and tablets and things like that, for millennials especially, have become sort of this fashion thing where they match it to their outfits, and they may have 5 different phone cases. So rather than just black or black, they actually have they try to have a little fashion. We have a lot of good Blu-ray, DVD, and video game selections on sale. We got a lot of stuff on sale right now, for people who are into that kind of stuff. So it's and we even have some relatively new games that are on sale a little bit right now, including Destiny, Call of Duty, FIFA, Madden. So whether they're an Xbox person or a PlayStation person.
Okay. Anything special for men or women or?
I think that the mobile accessories for women is great. A lot of the stuff that we have are really can kind of cross gender. We have some good headphone deals that can be good for either men or for women. I think we have, the thing that we have going on right now, I think that we feel very good about is we feel good about where we're at from an inventory standpoint, and that our teams have worked hard to make sure that we have product in stock. So, a great deal is not a great deal if you can't get it. And so we feel pretty good about where we're at from an inventory standpoint, so that if you do go to our stores here in the last days, you'll have the opportunity to find some good stuff.
All right. Sometimes you're trying to buy, you go to to stores such as yours, and you're trying to buy something for somebody and you keep thinking to yourself, well, they've got everything. I don't know what to get them. This person, they've got everything. Or if you buy something, if you try to buy something for your boss, what would you buy?
Well, I think the easiest answer on that is a gift card. To be perfectly honest, I think that then that kind of takes a little bit of the stress off of you. I think your boss, if you were going to go in with a bunch of people from the office, if you don't have something like a Keurig in the office, mm-hmm. that's a popular thing, and people like that, the ability to get a single cup of coffee and do it quickly. I think we sell iTunes gift cards and Google Play gift cards. Those are always good things for if you don't know if that person has what they have for music. They might want that new Taylor Swift that sounds, that you guys were talking about before. They might want the Britney Spears, but you don't know if they got it. So that's always an option. I think those are some of the things that are good, that are good options, sort of at the last minute for someone who you're not sure what they need or want.
Okay. And do you have anything that's like stocking stuffers, some little bitty things?
Little bitty things, yeah. I mean, I think that we do. I think if you have kids, we have these sort of cool animal headphones. You're gonna think that this sounds wild, but they're these headphones, but they almost look like earmuffs, and they have animals on them, and the kids love them. And those are $19.99. They're inexpensive, and they're kind of fun for younger kids. I think DVDs and Blu-rays and are great stocking stuffers. I was in one of our stores yesterday. We have some DVDs, for under in the $5 range,
mm-hmm.
for not necessarily the stuff that just came out, but for good classic movies that people like.
Okay. And since we are on the last stretch, what happens with delivery, shipping, setup advice? I mean, you guys must be bombarded with.
It's busy. So our shipping deadline for a lot of things, thousands of items that we're still shipping until 10:30 a.m. Central tomorrow. I think, because this is a stressful time for everybody, I think really the best way, if you want to make it the easiest way to get products, I think right now, between now and Christmas, is to buy online and pick it up in your local store. You can buy it through BestBuy.com, and then place your order, and then you'll get an email within usually 45 minutes to an hour saying that your item is ready to pick up. We have expanded hours. We're open until 11 o'clock tonight. Tomorrow and Tuesday we're open from 7 a.m. until 7 a.m. until midnight. So I think that there's good windows in there to be able to go pick things up. So many people, millions of people drive past one of our stores every day on the way to or from work.
Mm-hmm.
And the ability to go in on your way into work or after work, or if you're buying for your kids and they're a little bit snoopy and nosy, you can, because of the expanded hours, you can get them in bed and, potentially then run out to the store and pick it up and leave it in your car or hide it someplace good. And I think that then you have the product in hand. You're going to have it for Christmas.
Okay. And let's see. As far as the big items, what do you see selling the most?
Well, I think we've seen a lot of interest in ultra high definition televisions, 4K TVs. And we've seen the prices come down on those pretty dramatically in the last 6 months. And we've got some very good deals. This week, until Christmas, we've got a 55-inch Sony 4K that's $1,599, which is $1,400 off the retail price, and we've got a really nice 55-inch Sony for $1,299 that's $700 off. And we're seeing a lot of interest in that area. Obviously, you guys know it's the latest and greatest technology, and we see people who are interested and are saying, you know what, I think this is a perfect time to upgrade the TV. Especially, you look at people who are sports fans. Get this thing bought and get it installed and get it in place before like the college football playoffs, the NFL playoffs. And, when you're looking at the winter time when maybe people don't do as much stuff outside and they spend a little more time in front of their TV.
Okay, guys.
Where can you watch 4K content?
You there's some 4K content through Sony and Samsung, but the thing with every 4K or /UHD TV that we stock all has the ability to upconvert your current feed. And it is a noticeable difference, and it's one of those things that you kind of have to see to believe, and it's worth poking ahead into one of our stores and seeing the difference, because it is a much clearer picture than your standard HD feed.
I want to go back to something you were, excuse me, I'm choking. We're going to go back to something you mentioned a moment ago, Jeff.
Yeah.
What is I understand the supposed customer benefit. What's the real benefit to Best Buy of the customer buying online and picking up at the store? And the reason I ask that is because, you benefit by having people in the store, not by coming to the customer service or pickup desk and grabbing something and leaving. What's the real benefit? Because you guys are pushing that. What's the real benefit to Best Buy for customers to do that, buy online, pick up in store?
I think the benefit for us is, certainly there's a benefit to having people in the store, but there's also a benefit in being able to provide now for the customer, to provide same day for the customer, because the reality is that there's a lot of times when you want or need something today, you want it now. And the reality of the situation is 2 days is not now. Now is now. and the ability to satisfy that customer that quickly is a benefit for us. And we want people to know that if you don't want to come into the store and actually and do your shopping, if you want it as easy as possible, you can order it online and pick it up, oftentimes within an hour at a nearby store. A lot of our stores actually have dedicated parking spots right in front for people doing in-store pickup.
That's actually the answer that I was curious about. It's a direct response to Amazon. The idea is you can get it tomorrow or in 2 days from Amazon, or you can pick it up today. And the idea is it's trying to look as an online type service. So that actually makes sense. I understand that. And one of our regular listeners in chat was also asking a question. I had to step away from a moment. If you covered this, then don't do it again. But tell us about Price Match.
Yeah, so we price match basically everything.
With whom?
If you find with many major websites and with local brick and mortar competition.
What about Amazon?
If you see something on it, yeah, without question. We have this is our third holiday in a row of matching Amazon prices. We don't match marketplace prices, but a direct from Amazon price we will match.
Interesting. Now again, you're not that familiar with our show, but we really try to be straight shooters with the audience, and that is we call out people when they do things that are different, and not suggesting you guys are trying to pull anything, but there has been among major retailers, and I'm sure Best Buy is included, where you have products that were made particularly for you, and your product numbers and codes might be off 1 or 2 or 3 digits from something that's an identical product available elsewhere. How do you deal with customer complaints when that sort of gamesmanship?
One area where we do have a lot of exclusive products is in computing, and the reality on those models is that we work with the manufacturers to try to help get specs into these machines that people want, and we actually feel that those are, oftentimes have more features than what our competitors may have, and what maybe sort of the base model might have. The reality is that it does happen, and we don't match those prices if it's not the exact product.
Right.
But but at the same time, most of the stuff is the same.
The last 3 televisions I've purchased came from Costco, and the reason that I bought from Costco primarily is because they double the warranty for no additional charge. Price-wise, they're at the same or less than yours are, but they double the warranty. What would you say to a customer who says, I would rather buy it from you, but it's hard to turn down that additional warranty on a device that when and if it fails, it's after the warranty period, you throw it in the trash can instead of repairing it? What would your response to that be?
Well, I hope they recycle it, is what we hope. But beyond that, the reality is that we have strong competitors out there in a bunch of different spaces. What we hope is that because of the people that we have working in our stores and the services that we offer, including, very frequently we offer free delivery on large televisions. We can have people come in and make sure everything is set up in your home so that it integrates with the other tech items that you have in your home and your wireless and things like that, which for a lot of people is a big deal. That we hope that that people see the value in the service that we provide in addition to just the product.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that was a pretty salesman sort of answer, and that's fine. I appreciate that. I'm not being critical, and what you're saying is that you really can't compete with the 2-year warranty except by other services.
Right. I mean, we do obviously we offer Geek Squad protection at an additional cost, and that's something that people have to decide if that's something that they want. And the reality is that for every customer, what the priority for that customer is not always the same. For some people, they want the extended warranty is very valuable. For other people, it's maybe not as valuable, and they're interested in service or price or the selection available. And so I think it depends on the individual and what is the most important things for them in making a purchase.
Yeah. One final thought, and then we can let you go. Appreciate you taking the time to spend with us, but you can pass the word that your store in Raleigh at Crossroads Shopping Center has the absolute most inaccessible location in the Triangle area, and I'm dead serious when I tell you that I only go over there when I absolutely have to.
Yeah.
Which one is that? Is that the one off of US 1?
Yep.
Okay. The one that moves?
No.
Mm-mm.
It's been there for some time.
Okay.
It's an anchor tenant in that part of the shopping center. If you guys pulled out of that area of the shopping center, that whole area would fall apart.
Is it north of downtown or south of downtown?
South.
South of downtown? Okay.
Absolutely. You can look on the map and see how you get in and out of the shopping center. It is the worst shopping center to get in and out of I've ever seen, and you guys are at the absolute worst spot in the shopping center.
Well, we certainly appreciate the folks who fight through it and get to our stores.
Well, in all seriousness, I mean, all joking aside, you guys are in the retail business. You've got the research to show exactly what's going on. I mean, you're probably, if you looked at the numbers, you'd probably say, it's probably in our top 10 stores. So apparently, you're the only one who's concerned about it. And I would argue that that may or may not be true, because I will assure you that it costs your store my business sometimes when I have to fight the idea of going over and navigating through that shopping center. Now, Amnon, where Amnon lives, he doesn't have a problem because he can almost see your store.
I do too.
No, you don't.
I will not.
It's just as bad going in the back way.
I don't disagree. Anyway, we disagree on that, but that's okay. But I'm just telling you that the problem is not of your creation, but it is something that is impacting.
We're just the ones who are hurt by it. Yeah.
Yeah.
We avoid
Best Buy Real Estate on the phone.
We avoid Crossroads during the holidays like the plague.
Yep. Terrible.
Yeah.
Best Buy should start offering free helicopter access.
Drone delivery.
Free teleporting. Yeah.
Fly them in.
Yeah.
I want to go back to technology for 1 minute, and I'm not trying to embarrass you. I'm really trying to find out why this happened. When we were setting up the interview, I was telling the agent that I was talking with that you guys can connect via Skype audio or join the Hangout via video. And she said, no, that's not they cannot do that. Why?
I don't know, to be honest. I was, I was just said to call in, so I don't know the answer to that.
That's fine. That's all right, because it just sounded kind of.
I can tell you why I'm not.
Strange that the technical people and they can't do this.
I can tell you why, because their agency set it up, and I can tell you that they probably have a whole long list of horror stories about people trying to connect and get online, and they found that Jeff's time is valuable. He's doing this from home and all that, and it's just easier to pick up a phone and call and get it done.
Yeah, I was going to say it's got to be a brand sensitivity to branding, because if Jeff joined in his pajamas, it wouldn't be good for Best Buy.
Okay.
You're not? Are you in your pajamas, Jeff? We don't really need to know.
I am not.
No, I mean I didn't mean for them to even to use video. I mean, audio through Skype would be so much better.
Yeah. He has on a coat and tie.
And it's just, I was wondering. Okay, but that's fine. I mean, it's you sound pretty good even on the phone, so it's good. All right. Is there anything else that you want to add, Jeff?
No, I think the biggest thing is for people. So I am someone who is a procrastinator and still has shopping to do. You're not out of luck. Is there, and we're here to help people and help people get the gifts that they want to give and make their friends and family happy.
Okay. And I mean, if you are you watching us? Are you watching?
I'm not watching you guys at the very moment. I am not.
But you were watching before?
I was earlier, yes.
Yeah, well, if you keep watching, you see. I mean, we're having our specials coming up with Spence, and you are a big part of that special. So we actually talk about what you have for sale, technology-wise.
Every week.
Good. I think we've got some good stuff going on for people as they get down the home stretch of the holiday season here. So.
Okay.
So we certainly appreciate it, guys.
We were hoping you would send us a free sample of the 4K televisions that you have.
Yeah, if you want us to test and to review any of these 4K televisions, feel free.
Okay, I'll see what I can do, and maybe I'll see if I can get them to bring you some adult beverages to go with the 4K television.
All right.
He's all right. You okay, Jim?
Well, all good, right. And I'll work on getting those traffic patterns fixed as well.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
thanks, guys.
Have a happy holiday, and thanks you again.
Jeff.
I know we already used you for longer than what you planned on, but
that's fine.
Take care.
Well, good. Thank you, guys.
Yes, sir. Bye-bye. All right.
And he's saying, what a bunch of crazy questions those guys ask.
Well, I don't think so.
If he does this on a regular basis, I'm sure we were mild.
He was pretty good. What'd you say, Nick?
What?
What did you say?
I didn't say anything.
Oh.
That was Spence.
Yeah, I think that was Spence.
But yeah, I mean, we don't dog on them too much.
Uh-oh.
No, it's nice to ask questions.
Mm-hmm.
You guys got to do the job.
That price match, because I would much rather go over to Best Buy and pick up a hard drive than order it online and have UPS pitch it over the building to see how it lands on the other side.
It depends.
I've used their pickup service when it was something that I wanted, and they only had it at one store. It was one left or something like that, and I bought it online and ran out and picked it up.
Well, the benefit of the pickup service is that it's there when you get there. It's not sold out particularly. I've had, you can even, when they run some really good specials, you can go online as soon as it's listed and reserve one for pickup and not have to stand in line to get it sometimes. Yep. I have had that happen on limited specials. So that's worthwhile. But beyond that, the whole part about it, I mean, these guys have to toe a corporate line and all that, and it was really curious to me why. See, for example, if you think about it in a grocery store situation, when you go into a grocery store, you notice that the milk and the bread are always at the back of the store. And the reason they do that is because when you're walking all the way back in there to get the milk and the bread, you think about the peanut butter and the dog food and all that you need to pick up as well. It actually increases store sales by having these things difficult to reach, which prompted my question: why would you allow people to walk in at the front of the store, pick up stuff, and leave without having to walk through the store and shop? And what they're trying to do is they're trying to say, what do you want? You want Amazon in 2 days? You want us today?
Well,
was it somebody, Nick, wasn't it you who sent out the link where Amazon's doing same-day delivery in New York?
They are. They just launched that, yeah.
Yeah.
They're
1 hour.
Actually, it's not even same day. It's 1 hour delivery.
Yeah, they're testing 1 hour delivery service for certain products.
Well, that's a joke. You can get caught. You can take an hour to go 5 blocks in New York.
Yeah, it's amazing how the FAA shut down their drone delivery. They're working on that.
But they said that right now it's limited to like
3 blocks.
Paper towels and, I mean, really small things, and only in certain areas of New York City. So, all right. Take this out.
I'm wondering, Tim, if you've had any problem getting Best Buy to match Amazon prices, because it's really aggravating whenever they get it's exactly. Did the feed drop?
No,
I'm looking at it. It's really aggravating whenever they put the same. It's identically the same item, but they change the part number so that you can't price match. And when they do that, I mean that causes negative feelings about the company. It's gamesmanship. I mean, it's identically the same item.
All right, so how about Spence? You want to go with the specials?
I will.
All right.
And I can. All right. So I put together a special version of the specials this week.
Oh, look at that.
And it's already up on the website. So on the left side in the menu.
From the 3 vendors, up to 25, up to 50, up to 100, and price is no object.
These are nice.
Last minute holiday gifts. And so starting with Best Buy, they've got a 4-port USB 3.0 hub, J5 Create is the brand, $24.99, save $10. They have a Jabra Classic Bluetooth headset for $17.99. That's $12 off. This is all in the under 25 category. And for that very special someone, they have a keychain breathalyzer for $19.99, save $10. We all know somebody who could probably use this. I've never seen this product before. It's pretty unusual. But the price is amazing. So get one for all your friends. That's the up to $25. Up to $50. They've got a MyCharge Razer Plus USB portable power bank. $29.99, save $20. Roku streaming stick, HDMI version for $49.99. It comes with 2 months of Radio Unlimited. $49.99 for that. Jam Plus wireless Bluetooth speakers, $49.99, save $10. That's in the up to 50 category. Up to 100. Now these go beyond the typical products we talk about. They've got a, sorry, bear with me a second here. My screen is not real clear here. They've got a Windows 8 laptop, 10.1-inch, 32 gig solid state, $199.98. This is a touchscreen laptop. I actually cut off the manufacturer, so I can't see who it's from.
I have a question about that, though. It says 32 gigabytes of storage.
It's a tablet that's got a keyboard accessory. It's not really a laptop.
My problem, here's the problem that I have about Windows 7, and that is that if you, like on my main computer that I use, I have a 120 gigabyte SSD. Windows 7 reserves something like 60 gigabytes for operating system. So how do you have, what do you do?
It's got to be at least 12 to 15. I'm not sure if that comes out of the total, if that's available storage in addition to the, I would think that's the total.
I don't know.
But yeah, that's come up before when you see these. That's why I think it was 32 was the absolute minimum you have to run Windows 8.1 tablet version.
I mean, as far as I'm concerned, it's a major limitation with Windows 7 that it has. You go add a hard drive and you've got all this space that has to be. I'm going to figure out what the name of that file is. I should already know what it is, but bottom line is it creates a real issue whenever you're trying to use an SSD because it's got all these reserved files for system.
They have a Sony Wi-Fi Blu-ray player, 3D Blu-ray player, $89.99. That's $50 off. And they have a product that I actually have one of, and it's a very good product. It's called the Ion Conversion Turntable. And it's a USB connected turntable that lets you digitize your LPs, and it comes with software. The software is pretty good. It has a scratch filter and a few other things, but you don't forget that you have to do this in real time. It's not like you can speed it up and do it faster. So you have to play the record and capture it, and it will actually separate the audio files based on the pause that it gets between tracks on the LP. $89.99. That's $30 off. The Ion Conversion Turntable. And now, if you have no limitation on how much money you want to spend on something this holiday, a couple of things that might interest you. Lenovo 15.6-inch touchscreen laptop, Intel Core i7, $14,999. That's a nice laptop, touchscreen. And they have the Samsung 65-inch 4K Ultra HD TV, and this is the curved screen. It has a 2160p resolution. Absolutely amazing. Sports 3D. It's only $399.98, and that's $1,000 off. So it is a deal. Can we Can we reserve a couple for pickup for today?
Absolutely. Go ahead.
All right. So that was at Best Buy. At Office Max Office Depot, in the up to $25 range, we have a Bluetooth speaker with speakerphone function, and that's pretty good. If you're connecting your phone to it and you get a call, it will respond and work as a speakerphone. Handy. $19.99, save $30, 60% off. They've got a Targus 2600 milliamp portable battery power supply for your mobile devices. $9.99, save $10. They've got the JLab Bass earbuds with microphone for $19.99, save $10. Now for the up to $50 category. Logitech Wireless KeyTouch K400. This is the keyboard that has a built-in glide pad, so you don't need a mouse. Good for entertainment systems. $29.99, save $10. They have an Apex 7-inch HD tablet with an Intel processor. It runs Android KitKat. $49.99, save $40. They've got a Canon wireless printer, copier, scanner for $49.99, save $30. Moving into the $100 range, up to $100. They've got the Western Digital My Passport Ultra Portable USB drive, 1 terabyte for $69.99, save $20. 2 terabytes for $99.99, save $40. They've got a Canon PowerShot ELPH 135 point-and-shoot camera, 16 megapixel sensor, and that goes for $79.99, save $40. And they've also got the Epson wireless copy, print, scan, fax printer, $99.99, save $30. It does have a 30-sheet document feeder. And if you have lots of money laying around, you want to spend it on some expensive gifts, HP Pavilion TouchSmart 15 laptop with an AMD Core A10 quad-core processor for $529.99. That's $180 off. And the Samsung Galaxy Tab 4 10.1-inch tablet, Android KitKat, $299.99. Save $50. That's all at Office Depot, Office Max. And finally, at Staples, in the $25 range, a Logitech PC speaker system. This has got a left and a right speaker, as well as a subwoofer and a control pad. $19.99, save $10. They have two ideas for Brother P-Touch labelers. They've got the PTH 100. This is the handheld labeler for $14.99, save $20. And they've got the PTD 400 labeler. This is more of a conventional keyboard type, more options for wider tape and so on. $24.99, save $25. And they've got the Logitech M10, M310, M317, or M325 wireless mouse, offering all different kinds of crazy colors and patterns. $14.99, save $15, half price. In the $50 range, they've got a pair of Audio-Technica Quiet Port noise canceling over-the-ear headphones. $49.99, save $50. It's half price. Logitech K750 keyboard. This is a high-end gaming keyboard for $44.99, save $15. They have JLab Crusher portable Bluetooth hi-fi speaker system with phone charging port. Also supports, I believe it supports speakerphone. $49.99. The regular price is $79.99, $30 off. And we have in the $100 range, Roku 3 streaming player, $89.99, save $10. Samsung Express laser printer it's a mono laser printer for $79.99, save $80, half price. And for the photographers out there looking to digitize older photos or slides, they've got the Epson Perfection V370 photo scanner for $99.99, save $30. And finally, in the money is no object range, we've got the Microsoft Surface Pro 3 with 64 gig of memory, $799, and you get a $100 Visa gift card after easy rebate. It's got 12.2-inch screen. And they have the iPad Air 2 tablet for $499. And that is about it. I think we should go and Amnon, can I borrow your credit card?
Yeah, the black or the gold?
I'd like to sample all these and report back. I'm especially interested in the upconvert capabilities of the UHD TV. I don't know where I'd put a 65-inch screen television.
I don't know. You're going to have to build a wall.
I would have to. I'd have to have it over the fireplace or something because I could not. There's no table I could put it on. There's no furniture it would fit on. 65 inches wide. Wow. Or diagonal. Yep. That means it's got to be, well, I'd have to calculate based on the screen ratio, but figure out exactly what the dimensions of it are. But it's big. I think you have to rewire your house for extra power when you plug that thing in. All right, well, that's it. Happy holidays, everybody.
That was pretty good.
Good. This Surface seems to be catching on a little more than I thought it was going to catch on. There's some people who are buying this thing.
If it can truly be replace a laptop from an office perspective, personally, I don't know if I could do it or not. I'm just probably too old. But it's not necessarily the touchscreen capabilities of it. It's the portability of it that I like. Small, thin. But then with small and thin comes easy to break, easy to drop, easy to leave it in the pocket of the seat on the airplane.
But even in looking at the special that you have listed here, you've got $799 on the left for the Surface versus $499 on the right for the iPad. That's pretty uphill climb for the Surface.
Yeah.
9.7 Retina display. I mean, I understand 12-inch versus 9.7. I mean, I get all that. And I'm not suggesting that they are apples to apple, no pun intended, comparisons. But I mean, iPad owns the tablet market for a while.
I'm still using my original iPad first generation. There are issues because you can't upgrade certain applications, and there are new applications you can't download because it's only supported by newer versions of the OS. But
Gene's
it still works. It still works great. The things I use it for. It's a good. I have an iPad second generation also, which does support the current OS. And the first version of it was a little wonky, but the next version it came out with patches in it actually did make it run better. So
Gene's asking the question whether it's too early to tell about Surface quality and service. I really haven't heard anything about it, and I'm on part of a couple of lists where people have purchased them and are attempting to use them for PC replacements or laptop or traveling computer replacements. There haven't been really many complaints. I don't know yet. I mean, it's on that verge where, like with cell phones and other things, we're on the verge of being repairable versus being disposable. So I don't know where it's going to end up. I mean, you crack a glass on a cell phone, it's $100 to get it replaced, and what cell phone is only worth $105, and you have to make a call. But I don't know. I don't know yet, Gene. It will be interesting to see. And but Spence makes a good point as well that I wonder how much of the likability of the Surface has to do with the touchscreen.
Do you think people like or don't like the touchscreen?
I don't know. I mean, it's
nice. Really I played with one extensively. I really like it.
The Surface?
Yeah. It's there's things that it's good for.
Like
doing some Photoshop stuff on it, like not advanced Photoshop stuff, but like resizing things and kind of just playing around. It's nice.
What benefit does it provide over a regular laptop other than portability, if that?
I mean, the touchscreen is nice for some things, but that's basically it.
Yeah, but you got touchscreen on an iPad.
True, but like browsing the internet with a touchscreen, depending on what website you're on, is a lot nicer than browsing the internet with a mouse and keyboard. It's nice to just be able to sit back and you know, a website I'm on a lot is Slick Deals. That browsing that on a Surface or a tablet is a lot nicer than sitting in front of the computer and clicking on stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You got these big boxes with images, you just click on them, or in this case, tap on them.
I'd be interested in trying a comparison between using PowerPoint, for example, I'm very familiar with how to use it on a regular PC with a mouse, but using it with a tablet, how that would work.
It's nice. We've got this. Our school's got these Dell. I don't know what they're called, but they're like the Dell tablets that like detach and they have the keyboard. And I've done PowerPoint on there, and it's good.
Yeah, I'd like to also understand the differences between some of the lower cost, Asus and Dell and HP make Windows 8 tablets that are a lot cheaper, and whether there's a big difference there or not, or you're just paying for Microsoft. It's a 10-inch, 10.1 inch, the Surface 3, I think, and you can get a 10-inch from Dell, I think, with Windows 8.1.
Yeah.
And are there still differences between the full version and the RT version? Does that still exist? I know they were supposed to converge, but I don't know that they did.
I have another question. By the way, I just looked up Channel Master DVR on Best Buy, and they have them listed. I don't know if they have any of them in the store, but that would be interesting to see, Best Buy items. Yeah. And I forgot what the other thing I was going to ask. It'll come to me in a minute. $3.99 for the 1 terabyte version. Check shipping and availability. Wednesday, December 24th, free shipping. See final shipping costs in checkout. Store pickup. Check most stores. Closest stores. 27601. Search.
I wish video games were not so expensive. It's ridiculous.
And I'm asking, I don't know the answer to this. Don't video games have a fairly short shelf life?
What do you mean by shelf life?
If it's released on January 1st, there's a certain period of time after which it's going like a CD, like a music CD.
So the reason I asked that is because it depends on the game. If you're talking about you've got your major franchise games like your Call of Duties and your Battlefields. Those games, the shelf life is. I mean, you'll have people. The most recent Call of Duty has been out since November. You'll have people in the middle of 2015 that will be going out and buying that game that came out in November. That's a game that really doesn't have a shelf life. It's basically right up there until the next generation comes out. But then you've got
my question though.
But it depends on the game.
When I talk about shelf life, my take on it would be that the shelf life of that game, whatever it is, what'd you say it was?
Call of Duty.
All right, so Call of Duty, the shelf life of that game is until the release of the next version, which, whether it's even a revision or whatever, that required a significant amount of labor to develop and to update.
Yeah, in most cases, yes.
That would, to me, would be how you would define the shelf life of an active video game. The idea being that they have to make their money back in a shorter period of time than many other products might. And that's one of the problems with the music business. You release a CD, or however they release now, and if it's something that's really popular, it might sell for 3, 4, 5 months, and then it's toast. It drops down to trickle sales from then on out.
I mean, it really depends, because then you've also got it's confusing with video games. For all intents and purposes, yeah, I would say most video games have a shelf life, but there are some that just frankly don't. And they just, a year and a half after the game comes out, people are still going out and buying it.
What is the market for used video games?
GameStop is the only one, and they screw the person trading in the game, and they screw the person buying the game. They'll turn around and give you $5 for the game, and then flip it for me for $40 when I want to buy it.
Well, then why isn't all that being done through eBay?
Because it's a pain to do stuff through eBay. It's so much easier to walk into GameStop, take $5 or $10, and then posting it on eBay and making $20.
Mm-hmm.
I've done the eBay thing, and it's so much more work.
Is there any issue with authenticating or logging in or setting up the game whenever you sell it used, or does having the disc enable you to do that?
Depends on, for most games, just having the disc is all you need. But then there's other games that have the online features that require. Now, for the most part, as long as you get the game, it's fine. It's just it's the ease thing. Is it easier for me to put up an eBay listing for 5 days and start the bid here and track it every day, or is it easier to just go into GameStop and get $10? You know, that's really what it comes down to. And they're the only game store. They're the only game store. I mean, you've got your Walmarts, your Targets, your Best Buys, but in terms of games, it's pretty much GameStop.
Yeah.
Like right now, I'm in the market for a PlayStation 4, and Walmart's got a good deal on one today. But do I want to spend $330 on a PlayStation 4 right now?
Oh, that's nothing.
Well, might not be anything for you, but
you're the one making all the money. I'm the one with all the expenses.
Plus the games are $60 a piece.
That's nothing.
Oh, Mike. The video game market is very interesting. Very expensive.
Yeah, somebody was telling me recently, I don't remember who it was, somebody was telling me recently that, I know it was, my daughter had a friend who is involved with animation.
Mm-hmm.
They did something like I'm going to say it was something like they demonstrated like a 10-second animation that was of the movie level quality like you see on the big screen from Hollywood. Mm-hmm. And it was something like 1,000 hours it took to do 3 seconds of animation. Some god-awful, ridiculous number.
Yeah, wouldn't surprise me.
And suggesting that these things are so expensive because they are so labor-intensive.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering if that's the case on video games. I mean, the reason I say that is because I know a guy who is an executive with a major game company.
Which company?
I can't say. I mean, this guy works easily 80 to 100 hours a week because they are so behind the curve trying to get things out, get them released, get them tested. But he's also pulling down several $1 million a year.
The thing is, it's not just the console that's the thing. It's then you've got your $60 games and your $50 controller, and it's like, yeah, this deal for $329 at Walmart's a great deal. But now I have to go out and spend $50 on another controller and $50 on a game. So my $320 deal has now turned into an almost $500 thing.
Yep. Well,
the prices are always the same. Everything is $60.
Well, that seems to be the price point. People are willing to pay it. The market is doing real well. People are paying the price. You know what to expect. Whenever you want to go buy a game, you know how much to budget. So it appears to be that you have to hit that price point. It was the same with CDs. Most CDs were in the $13, $15, $17, $19, $95 range. There was not really a lot of variability between each CD.
Yeah. I just wish the consoles weren't so damn expensive.
How are people buying music now, Nick?
They're not, to be perfectly honest with you. Everybody's downloading it.
Yeah, I mean,
honestly, no, everybody's using Spotify. Nobody's downloading music anymore. Everybody is using Spotify. Everybody.
I'm not.
If I walked around school and everybody with headphones in, I guarantee you at least half of the people were just using the Spotify free. I don't have any music on my phone, and I don't plan on having any music on my phone. I just stream off Spotify. It's too big of a pain to download music. Got to load money into an account, and it's and the problem is the song. Nobody wants to listen to the same song for 6 months.
Oh, I do.
Yeah, but I mean that's not what people want to do. So you're going to spend $1 on a song because you want to listen to it now, and in 2 weeks you're not going to want to listen to it? No, you'll just throw it in your Spotify playlist. It'll shuffle through a few times. You'll listen to it for a week or 2 or maybe 3. Delete it from your playlist, you're good.
On a different subject, finishing up here, there's discussions in DSL reports about Durham getting, Durham, North Carolina, which for those of you who are not around here, getting 1 gigabit service fiber from AT&T, which is unusual because Durham does not have AT&T service. They are a Verizon/Frontier group. Frontier was actually building a fiber network over there, and then Verizon decided to get out of the fiber around here. They sold it to Frontier. And in this group, there's a guy who has an AT&T logo for his avatar who is saying that if you're in Durham, you have reason to cheer. It was just announced that AT&T will be laying fiber to 100% of the city.
Wow.
And the next response says, the city of Durham just repaved our streets in September, so I knew we would be getting fiber soon. Can't have a nice newly paved street too long before it's dug up and filled with patches and potholes. Sarcasm. Really, I think there is a better chance that Duke will win the national championship in football before AT&T wires the whole city with fiber. And then someone replies, where AT&T defines 100% and city. Then another person says, unrelated to that, Google fiber delays. Quote, this year, gigabit internet has moved from idea to reality as mayors and city leaders across America have stepped up and made high-speed broadband access a priority for their communities. We've been working closely with cities across the Triangle region to figure out how we could bring them Google Fiber, and we're grateful for their vision, commitment, and plain old hard work. While we were hoping to have an update for cities before the holidays, we have a bit more work to wrap up. We'll be back in touch with you sometime early next year. And then this guy who is the apologist for RST fiber over in Wake Forest, who's considered himself to be the authority over there, which he's really nothing more than an engineer who understands this stuff and who has appealed to these guys to let him be a test platform. Although he's very smart and understands a lot of what he says it's unfortunate that for the delays with Google, but it takes a lot of time and money to engineer a fiber rollout from any provider for an area the size of the triangle. The good news is we are a very technical area and have a lot of interest from multiple providers. Chances are that you will see a slow rollout from AT&T and Frontier in 2015, with a larger deployment in 2016 when plans start getting realized. Google will be a wild card. I believe that Time Warner's 300 megabit per second will fill the void between next year and the time most of you can get fiber to the home provided to your house. Then the AT&T guy says, the deployment has started. In his next post, he says 100% of Durham, starting with North Durham. Then a guy challenges him, says, how do you know? And then the final comment in this thread says, Frontier owns the Verizon Fios build-out in Durham. They've owned it for years, and they haven't done jack with it. It's as if they've been confused by it. Glass isn't conductive. How are we supposed to use this stuff? The customers they bought from Fios, they ran off with order of magnitude rate hikes. North State Greensboro has fiber, and it didn't take them eons to do it. If I had the backing and access to the same data they gave Google, which is a database the city-county already has, I could begin stringing fiber in 3 months, covering the entire city-county. Would take months, of course. It's a matter of motivation. Those who are serious get on with it. Those who just send out press release after press release and get very little done. Few are willing to float the millions necessary for just projects for the decade or more it will take to be profitable. That makes no sense. And there is a non-zero risk that it could fail. In the RDU area, it would take some serious mismanagement to fail. Well, Time Warner can do that one now. They can do serious mismanagement. So anyway, who knows? I mean, people ask, why are you guys so cynical and so negative? And it's just based on life experiences.
I wish there was this kind of talks in the Northeast.
Start them.
I've tried. I can't get anybody talking. The weird thing is, Albany is exploding technologically right now. We've just manufactured there's $1 million nano chip fab here. SUNY Albany is doing stuff with that.
I believe it's a $3 billion facility.
Is that what it is? I don't know. It's in Malta. It's like one of the largest ones ever. It's a huge nanotech plant.
Yep.
And it's just not happening.
Hey Nick, in parting, did you download XSplit 2.0 yet?
I have not. I haven't used XSplit in months.
They did add one feature that I like. It's called the rollover preview.
Okay.
If you look at the scene, you roll your cursor over the scene, and it actually pops open a little window to show you what that particular scene is.
So you don't have to do this hitting all the scenes to find the right one that you want.
Because everything is live. You still can't live edit, but another scene while you're playing one scene. But it's good that now you can, instead of going up scene 3, 4, 6, you can just kind of mouse over. I mean, I have mine labeled, but still, I have them inside them. I have boxes that are unchecked, so I can change them on the fly. Yeah, but it works. It's pretty good. I've been using it now. This is the second week I've had 2.0.
Yeah, I'm using a really old version of XSplit on another computer just because it's the last version that I have, because I stopped paying for it. But it does what I need. It runs my weather camera, which is not really something that's too intensive, so that's nice.
Well, for me, I'm going to take off. I have a water pump calling me.
Alrighty.
Has to be replaced.
Sounds like fun.
Absolutely. Have a great holiday, everybody.
You too, Spence. See you next week.
Take care.
Bye.
Did Amnon fall asleep or something?
Good hell.
Get coffee.
fixing his water pump.
In his Keurig, he's changing the water pump.
And so anyway.
No, I'm down there on my knees with the other computer. It seems like it went from bad to worse.
Oh, why don't mess with it now?
Well, I mean, I tried and tried and tried, and now I'm just running check disk to see, because there's something on the disk. It was retrying.
Oh.
It got to the point that it wouldn't even boot.
It's got a slip disk. All right, take care, everybody.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye, Spence. See ya.
So, Mike, quickly, do you have to go or no?
Nope.
I guess I can bring this up here. So I'm looking to bring on the Radar back, the weekly podcast. We do gaming and stuff. And I was talking with my co-host Friday night, and we're just trying to figure out is it really important to do something that no other shows are doing, or is it just better to just kind of do what everybody else is doing?
No.
What's the best way to go to try to capitalize on an audience and try to pull them in? Do you have to have like an exclusive thing that, hey, you're only going to find this thing here kind of thing, or do you think you can get by and still pull an audience? I mean, we had a pretty significant audience when we still do. We're still getting like 100, 200 downloads a month. We haven't done a show since August.
Yeah. Well, MBA Speak says you have to have some sort of unique marketing advantage. There has to be some reason why somebody does business with you and not other people. I mean, this is MBA Speak. Now, what is that? It's not necessarily that you're going to have a perspective on the news or on the technology, or that you've got a special relationship with a vendor. It doesn't have to be that. It can be as much as the delivery, the approach, the way you market yourself. I mean, I participate in some of these podcasting groups online, and how can I build my audience? I've done my third podcast, and I'm not rich yet. What's going wrong here? What am I doing wrong? And how can I make my audience grow? Well, what kind of podcast do you have? Well, we talk about video game news. Okay. Have you been to the video game shows? Do you have business cards printed up with the link to your show? Are you posting in video game forums with the link to your show in the footer of your forum post? How exactly well, I'm not doing all that stuff yet, but I really do need to get to my $1 million. Cliff said I could have it, and I want it. It's mine. I'm entitled to it. And so, I mean, it is what you make out of it. Actually putting together the show and producing it, as far as I'm concerned, is only a small part of the overall process. It's not unlike, and the reason I say this is because I'm involved in a project that the guys I'm involved with have a very successful website, very successful. And what they're going to do on this audio project is they're going to marry the audio to the website, which is going to give them instant credibility with their readers. It's going to give them instant content, and it's going to give them a written version and as well as an oral presentation. Well, some of the things that people tend to not do, based on what Andrew's telling me, and you would know this better than I, is that they do shows, they don't bother to write up the show notes, they don't bother to write up the key indicators of things that happened on the show so that they can turn up in a Google search. I often, if I want to learn something about a topic, I will often do a Google search and add the word podcast to see if anyone has created a podcast to talk about the topic that interests me. It is amazing how poorly people promote their podcasts to make themselves available to those who are looking through just a Google search. I mean, even when you go into some of the podcasting groups on Facebook, which is where probably some of the biggest ones are, people talk about their podcast, and oh yes, we had so-and-so as a guest this past week. And you say, well, I wonder if these guys are doing a good job, or whether it's like some of the ones I heard the last week where they're actually using their webcam microphones and that kind of garbage. It's almost impossible to find a link to their show. Part of that is not their fault, because the shows, these groups on Facebook don't let you post your show links all the time. It's against the rules. But then that would suggest to me that when someone clicks on your name to go to your profile, there should be a link somewhere on the profile to your podcast. It should be findable. And people just don't bother. I don't know if they're lazy or uninformed, but they're not doing a good job.
Yeah, I mean, one thing, and this is going to sound pretty cocky, and I don't mean it to, but compared to a lot of these gaming shows, the people have the knowledge, but they don't have the technical ability to produce a show. I mean, the one thing I think I do pretty well is our video is pretty good, and so is our audio. And a lot of these other gaming shows are exactly what you described, Mike. Your webcam, microphone, and a Google Plus Hangout, which is fine, but is that really enough? Do people really? I don't think gamers really care that much how good the quality is, because a lot of these bigger shows are nothing more than that. Guys on crappy laptop mics.
Right.
So I mean, is it? I don't even know if it's something that is worth doing. Is it worth putting money into having Wirecast and having a mixer and having a gate and having a nice camera, or should you just jump on the bandwagon and do what everybody else is doing?
This question goes back to a pet peeve of mine in the music business, in that Nick, you won't even be able to relate to this, but back in the early 60s, whenever the music really started taking hold, rock music started picking up in about 1957, 1958. It really caught on, created a market, and then about 1962, 63, the music really started going down the drain. Then the Beatles came along with the British Revolution. That completely changed the face of the music. It has constantly changed, rapidly changed over time. Back in 1964, whenever the Beatles first hit, as an example, for starters, all people had were record players. That was the only way to play music. And if you looked at some of these record players, you can see them in museums. If you're to listen to them, they sounded terrible, absolutely horrible. I mean, they had RCA 45 RPM record players that you would stack the records on the spindle, and after the record plays, the arm picks up, moves away, the next one drops, then the arm starts playing. These things are all scratchy and garbage sounding. It's really, really, really bad. And thankfully, a lot of the recording engineers of the day, particularly Motown, and as far as the guys at Abbey Road in London, they very easily could have said, you know what, people are really going to be listening to these things on 45 RPM record players. We don't need to put our heart and soul into the quality. That's not what they did. They strove for the absolute highest quality they could get when they were doing their recordings in 1963, 4, 5. As a result, now, those recordings, whenever they are mastered to digital, for CDs, for other releases, digital releases, the quality is still stellar. It is still stellar. So all that is to say that and even when I was in the radio business down in Laurinburg with an AM radio station, I spent hundreds, if not thousands of hours tinkering, playing, changing, modifying, trying to get the absolute best sound I could out of an AM radio station. And I will tell you that we got some national recognition for the sound of the station being an AM radio station. Was that time wasted? Probably. Did anybody in the listening audience notice the difference? Probably not. Do I now look back and say I wasted all those hours and should have just said to heck with it, just put it in there and let it go, nobody can tell? No, I don't operate that way. I'm going to shoot to be the best that I can be. If no one else appreciates it, at least I know that I've done the best that I can do. That may be old-fashioned, but what that is to say is that if I'm doing a show, if I'm doing your show, if I'm doing my show, I'm going to strive to be the best that I can possibly be. And if nobody can appreciate the effort, that's their problem, not my problem. All right. Now, am I going to go broke doing it? No, that's beyond the point of reason. But am I going to do everything within my ability to get rid of ground loops, to have the best quality video, to pay, to have the faster internet that would enable me to do the faster? Yeah, I'm going to do all that. But I'm not going to go broke doing it, not just for that.
All right. Well, I appreciate that.
Just do it.
Just do it. And speaking of which, let's wind it up.
Yep. God knows I've got a bunch of stuff to do here now.
Yep.
All right.
I got to go figure out how to get rid of a raccoon.
Huh?
Huh?
What'd you say?
I've got to figure out how to get rid of a raccoon.
Where is it?
Outside, I hope.
BB gun.
Yeah, I was thinking a little more potent than that. It's a beautiful raccoon.
Well, yeah, but be careful.
I just don't want him eating my dogs.
Yep. Okay, everybody. Well, it's been fun. Everybody out there, have a Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah. Thanks again for everything, for being here and spending your time with us. And good morning, Kathy, Hannah, Nabil, Mac, Norm, Katie, and Donna. Again, thank you, everybody, for tuning to Computers 2K Now. We hope you enjoyed and maybe learned something from our time together. Remember to practice safe computing, back up your hard drive, and update your virus scanner. We'll be back here next Sunday at 9, but you can always reach us at computers2know.com. While you're at it, like us on Facebook, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Tune in tonight for the Tanya Love Show at 8 o'clock. We'll see you next week.
You are tuned to the Nissan Communications Network. Our weekly lineup of call-in programs includes Computers 2K Now with Amnon Nissan, Health In with Debbie Bruck, Breaking Free with Marilyn Shannon, Lessons of Vietnam with NCVVI members, The Tanya Love Show, Your Healthy Pet with Gisela DiCarlo. And if you tuned in too late, you can always watch each program in its entirety or download an MP3 audio file of it at www.nissancommunications.com. Sponsored by Atomus.com, makers of quality video recorders and converters for professionals, CarolinaApparel.com, and DeltaForce.net.